Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work my way through the Sensors Lab, and you're going to watch me do this, and you're going to figure out what I'm doing, and you're going to write in answers in the lab, and then send that in. So what we're going to start with is the wiring of this. So I've got a sensor here, right here. This happens to be the 6373. That's what I'm working with, 6373. And I need to make the connections as shown here, okay? So the first thing that I've done is I've ran L1 in neutral, so I can turn on this power supply right here, which is a DC power supply. That's what that one does. So my first connections here are from my DC power supply. Apparently I'm going to go from my red to my brown, and from my black to the common side of a few things here. Okay, so let's just go from the red to the brown. So if I come right here with my red, I'm going to go to the brown on the sensor. Let's get that out of the way. First one. Okay. The next thing I need to do is I need to go from the negative on the power supply, which is black, and I got a daisy chain to a couple of lights, which are here. So coming from the black of here, I daisy chain. There's two connections under here. There's a red light connection, and then I'll daisy chain on top of there to the green light. So what does that look like? If I look under there, you can see that the red light's got two connections and the green light's got two connections. So I've got my daisy chain going there. It also goes to the blue of the sensor. So if I come here and I daisy chain it one more time, I could daisy chain it here, or I could daisy chain it here. These are all the same connection points. And I go to the blue here of the sensor. Okay. So I've got this wired to 1, 2, 3 items. Now I've got to get my signals. So apparently the black of this goes to the red light. So that would be this item here. Goes to the red light. Remember, there's two contacts under here. So the right one is the red. And it looks like the other side of this, the white, goes to the green light. The white here goes to the green light. So that's what we got. So if I go ahead and I turn this on, let's see what happens. I've got a green light. I'm going to go ahead and move the sensor in here so you can see it. Okay? And when I put my hand under there, you'll see what happens. Okay? So this is a 6373 sensor, and you can see that that is how it's working. Okay? Okay, now I've swapped this sensor out for a 6374 sensor. Okay? And it seems like it's working. I'm going to go like this. Wow, it doesn't seem like anything's happening there, though. Take a look at that and see what you think. I'm going to keep moving on here. All right, I've changed my setting here, and I'm going to keep moving along in the lab. You can see my lights between green and red right here. I'm going to start with the first setup. I've got a block here, and I've set it about 8 inches below that, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate through this block. Okay. At this point, I'm going to move this down to 4 inches, a little bit lower, and I'm going to rotate through the block. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to set this block back up to about 8 inches. Go like this. And just set up real quick. Okay. Like this. I'm going to get this item right here, this white wire. Okay, finally I'm going to go like this. this way. Okay, you should be able to answer some questions there. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next part of the lab, which is sensor 6373. And so right now what I have is I have a red and a yellow light right there. So I'm going to go ahead and move this around to a couple of different locations. Okay, let me show you what's going on there. I'm going to come back to my white surface. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly raise this sensor up. And now, right now, I have a green on here, okay? So at that point, I'm going to put my hand under there, and I'm going to try some other surfaces. This is a little bit off. I think I need to try this one. And I think I need to try this one. So going back to my white. At this point, I'm going to check it. I'm going to put this plastic bag under here. Okay, I'm going to do this white wire. Yeah. There it is. Then I'm going to do my pencil. So that should give you the answers you need for the next part. Okay, I'm going to now take a look at sensor 6376, okay? So what I've got, this is set up about a space of less than about a 1/4 inch. I'm going to put the block under there like this, like this, like that, like this, like this, and like that. So there you should be able to put some readings in there. Next, I'm going to move this block aside like, I'm going to move this block, I guess. I'm going to set the sensor kind of on its side like this. Put my hand here. Okay, let's do a few other items. Got a piece of styrofoam right here. Okay, I've got a white piece of paper right here. How about this plastic bag right here? Okay. I've got a my empty water bottle here. Okay. Then I've got my water bottle that's got water in it right here. Okay. So what we're going to try and do is my water level's right about here where my finger is. Okay. And so as I move this down and I get away from the water. Oops. Let's try that again. So when I get to my water level, there's my water level. So you should have enough information to keep moving in your lab there. Okay, moving on to the next lab, next part. I have 6375. I have my block here. When I go here, I've got about an 1/8 inch distance between the block and the sensor, okay? So that's 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to go through and do some of these. Okay, I need to pause here for a second and set up the next one. Okay, now I'm going to take a look at my other metal block here and see if we can figure out what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this thick metal one here. And I'm bring that in. You can see that, I think. I'm going to go ahead to this one. I'll do this one right here. I'll do this one. Then I can do this one. And I can do that one. Okay, and you should be able to get information that you need there for the next part.